All right, so Bernie Sanders and Jake Tapper sat down on State of the Union to discuss the state of American health care. Now that the Republican bill, the skinny repeal bill, has been thrown out, thanks to John McCain, Lisa Murkowski, and Susan Collins, well, now we can look forward to other challenges. One of those challenges being health care for all. Bernie Sanders talked about that with Jake Tapper. Here's the clip.
We're going to introduce a single-payer health care plan literally as soon as we're through with the Republican health care debate. It seems like we're through, and the ObamaCare repeal effort has collapsed. Are you going to introduce single-payer?
Absolutely. Of course we are. We're just, we're tweaking the final points of the bill, and we're figuring out how we can mount a national campaign to bring people together. Here's where we are, Jake, and it's important for Americans to understand this. We are the only major country on earth, the only one, not to guarantee health care to all people. The result is 28 million people who are uninsured, millions of people who are paying deductibles and co-payments that are far too high. And if the Republicans had gotten their way, there would have been another 30 or 32 million people thrown off of health insurance. That is crazy. What we should do is move in the direction of every other major country, guarantee health care to all people as a right, not a privilege.
Okay. All right. I like that strong, tough talk, that real talk about what we're going to fight for. Let's make something clear, guys. I know there are problems with Obamacare. I know that. I don't sit back and watch MSNBC and CNN and just listen to that and go, okay, my mind's made up. I understand. We got a problem of skyrocketing premiums. We got higher deductibles. Not all states carry it. It's very limited access. Some states have like one carrier that you can actually get Obamacare through, which makes the pricing increase for those that remain in the plan. My thing is this Senate bill, this repeal bill, both of them that have been submitted, both of them have been lackluster. They have been a backward step instead of a progressive step. Okay? I believe until we look at healthcare as a right of you as a person, as a human being, as a citizen of this country, until that's seen as a right and not a privilege that should be given to just a few, we're going to have a huge problem. And we're going to continue to have people die because they don't have coverage or have lack of coverage. I think it's that simple. And where do you fall in that mind space? One of the problems that I have is that we seem to talk all in generalities. I think we need to be very, very specific. So everybody knows this. Under Obamacare, right now, 28 million people are uninsured. If Obamacare was repealed without a replacement, about 32 million more people would lose coverage by 2026. These are not my numbers. This is based on the Congressional Budget Office report. Gotcha. Now, a move like repealing Obamacare without a replacement would leave 18 million more people without coverage in the next year or the first year. All this would happen mainly because the individual mandate, which requires nearly all Americans to get coverage or pay a penalty, would be repealed. Look, and let's be very clear here. The BCRA, or the Better Care Reconciliation Act, would leave 49 million people uninsured in 2026. That's compared with about 28 million who would lack coverage under the current law of Obamacare. Now that we've got that all out the way and we kind of know where we are and why people are so pissed and why people are so adamant on both sides of this thing, I'm just trying to figure it out. Now look, I'm not here to boost up insurance companies. Not at all. I don't want to put money in their pocket. I'm also not here to put money in the top 1% in the form of tax breaks while the working people take a nosedive. I don't agree with that either. And my thing has always been this, guys. I'm like trying to understand, what do you want your country to be great for? In what ways, what ways do you want them to be great? I say one of the tenets of being great should be that everyone has access to health care. Maybe you think it should mean you should be able to go buy a shotgun. I think you should be able to do both. Maybe you believe it should be we should be able to smoke weed if we want to. I think we should be able to do both. I think that healthcare is a primary, should be on the top list. And I can't understand why anybody would think that it would be okay for people not to have healthcare in a country that can afford it. Obviously can afford it. We spend trillions in Iraq. We can't spend a trillion or trillions on our people. There's a reason why we can't, and it has to do with moneyed interest. And then they paint these narratives to get people confused. Don't be confused. This is reality. Life and death for a lot of Americans, many of Americans, and I believe in my heart this should be done. We need to fight for it. I'm Tim Black for TBTV. Subscribe to this channel, become a patron if you like this content, and continue the fight. Continue spreading the word. We all deserve health care. We all deserve coverage, from the smallest to the biggest, all of us. And we're gonna have to band together if we're gonna get that done. And we should vote out Congress people who don't want to make that a priority this year and next year and all the years to come.